There it is. Testing. All right. Okay, we'll see how this goes. We're on 720p, people. And we'll see if that works. It still looks like it's lagging. Looks like it's lagging a little bit to me. How y'all doing, though? How's everybody doing, man? Hope everybody's good. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. We're back. It is what it is. I got my people in the house. Give it up for my man Buck Bewley and Ebony and Black Mamba moderating. Thanks, man. I appreciate y'all helping out. You know what I'm saying? It's horrible what they do to us, man. You can't believe this. Hope the sound's okay. I got it cranked up a little bit. Yeah. How we doing, people? I got my people in the house. My people. That's what it's all about. And it's going to be what it's going to be. These Bamas. I'm trying to tell you, man, this system, man, I'm telling you. So what's up, man? I see Bucks in the house. I see H Stacks and Tobias Grove. Welcome back. Black Rose, DeAndre, Bo Robinson, Anna Jackson, and S. Biz in the building. Yeah, the self-care maven, the one and only Cat and Greeters in the house, as well as Bruce Newsom and Stand Up. Yo. It's crazy. Yo, I don't know what this is, Bo, but I'm going to take it, fam. I don't know what's happening. Yo, so Jordan Peele has a new movie coming out. All right. What's happening? What's up, LS, and what's going on? Gumby Pokey. Gumby Pokey. My bad, Gumby. I'm Gumby, damn it. Yo, so look, fam, we in the building. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tim Black, and you are in the afterlife. Yo, check this out, fam. This is a U.S. politics breaking news and Black Culture channel. That's what we cover, and that's a large tent, right? So mostly we do politics. But since I'm Black and I'm into the culture, you know what I'm saying, I cover those things as well. And if something breaking news happens, you know, I can't, you know, it's hard to keep me from doing that a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So there it is, man. You know, I got the best people in the world. These are my 10 Black Wolfpack members. These people keep the lights on around here. We've been doing this forever, and without them, we wouldn't be doing it that long at all. It would have been shut down without my people. So that's why I call them my people, and they're all Johnsons. That way I don't got to try to tell what a screen name is, whether it's for male or female, who it is a dude, where you're from. I just call everybody Johnson. I put out a whole lot of content because I'm a worker. I'm one of those people that go in and get the job done. So I do a whole bunch of content, and I got members who, you know, who watch the content, share the content, use the content. And to get VIP status around here, all you got to do is go to join10black.com, become a member. Just buy me a cup of coffee one time a month. That's it. And get everything delivered to your doorstep, your virtual doorstep. I'm not coming to your house. But check this out, though. I mean, unless you invite me, you know what I'm saying? If I got to ask you who made the potato salad first, and I got to look around, make sure you ain't got no roaches crawling in the casserole, and had that dog tied up too. That's cold-blooded, man. You ever come up with somebody's house that ain't tie their dog up, son? You do know that? Now, everybody knows, Tim Black, everyone knows I got a better half. Her name is Mrs. Black. She used to do the show with me. She got busy. We ended up getting three new kids, our grandkids, full time. So that kind of altered. You'd have had the gift of Mrs. Black a whole lot more. But she has never let me live down this story I told her, right? Y'all want to hear this story? It's an embarrassing story. You want to hear it? I'm going to tell you, but don't go repeating it to me like she be doing all the time. I tell you, man, she be getting me with this all the time. Every couple years, she remembers it and just uses it. You know what I'm saying? You know how women do. So when I lived in Riverdale, right? I lived in Riverdale, Maryland. I must have been like in the 9th grade. Yeah, 8th or 9th grade. I had a friend. He was a white kid, lived around the block. His name was David. David Whitfield. What was his name? And I went over to David's house, man, because we used to do the comic books and stuff like that. We had bikes and we did comic books. So I went over his house. I knocked on the door and I'm talking to him. And he looked pale, but as I mentioned, he was white. So I couldn't really tell white, regular white from off-white or pale, you know, about to fall out white. I couldn't tell what sickly white it looked like. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you see a black person and they look white, pale, they dead. You know what I'm saying? You see a white person who looks white and pale, you think, he needs some sun, he good, he'll be all right. So I'm talking to this dude, right? He's standing at the door. I'm talking to him. Yeah, man, you know, the X-Men, I got the X-Men 62 comic book, you know, and you got the X-Men 64, so I'm going to trade you. Because you know what I'm saying? You need to rehash the old history of the 62 and let me take a look at that 64. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I don't know about that, Tim. I don't know. I got to think about it, man. Can you believe this dude passed out in mid-sentence? He passed out, fell backwards through his door. His big-ass white dog, yeah, big-ass white, I don't know what kind of dog this was. One of them sheep dog, I don't know, big white dog. He runs out the house and bites my black ass. Says, ah! He bit me right on the leg. Ah! I'm screaming and punching at him. Then his mom comes and goes, okay, David. She's trying to get David get off the damn floor. David, wake up. Oh, get off don't bite the black, no, Lord Jesus. And I'm running, trying to get the dog off my ass. They finally got the dog off me. My friend fell out and his dog ran out the door and bit my ass. And I know that dog was like, yeah. He probably looked at me every time I came over there. He was like, I'm going to get you. I ain't had no white meat. I'm sorry. I haven't had no black meat ever. Yeah, I done bit Dave a whole lot of times. It's chicken. Tastes like chicken, but it ain't no seasoning on it. I'm tired of the white meat. Give me some juicy dog meat. Yeah, man. So I know he was a vendetta. He been waiting this day, boy. That day came. I went home. I told my mom, and that was the worst part about it. I got to go tell my mom, and I don't know if you know this or not, but my mom been black her whole life, or my whole life. My mom been black. I go get my mom. I said, Mom, the dog bit me. What dog, Tim? What dog bit you? I said, my friend David's dog. He sicked his dog on you? I said, nah, he didn't sick his dog. You need to fight him if he sicked his dog on you. I said, nah, man, Mom, he didn't sick him. He fell out. He fell. They're not feeding that boy? What's wrong with him? He iron deficient? I say, Mom, I don't know. What? I don't know why he fell out. They're not feeding that boy around there. He falling out like that, Tim. Get in the car. Mom, it's right around the corner. Get in the car. Get in the car, drive around the corner. It's so close. It's like Foxy Brown. Remember when Samuel Jackson took Chris Tucker to the lot? He told him he needed him to ride with him because he was going to do this major drug deal and needed backup. And then it was all of 60 seconds away from where they were, but it was anyway, it was real close. I'm saying, look bad. Like, why are we driving to a place we could walk to in 2 minutes? But she wanted to drive over there. I guess it's show of strength. You know what I'm saying? My mom was so mad. But we had to find out if the dog had his shots. Because if the dog didn't have his shots, I was going to have to get a whole lot of shots. And that was the only thing. The rabies shots, like if you get bit by a dog and they don't know if the dog got rabies, if it's had his shots, you got to get a whole series of shots. And I heard them shots hurt. So luckily, they wasn't feeding David, but they paid for the dog shot. Dog had shots. You saw, I think he did. I don't think I ever went to the doctor for that. I don't think I did. It's a blur. I don't know why I told you that story. Something had to do with dogs and getting bit by a dog. But every once in a while, Mrs. Black will bring up the story about me getting bit by a dog. And yeah. And and that's what I get. That's what I get because we had this house. We was renting this house. We later we started buying the house. Oh, don't have. It was Riverdale, Maryland. Now it used to be mostly white. Then it became mostly black. Then it became mostly Hispanic. And that's when I moved my mom. Just moved my mom out of there. She was there 30 years. Damn. Riverdale, Maryland, by the train tracks. Well, anyway, guys, it is what it is. I want to say hello to everybody out there on the Tim Black Wolfpack show and all the people tuning in. I don't know where that story came from. I thought it was a good story to share. Tonight, we got content for you. Stop tuning to the Truth to Power night here on the Tim Black show. We got a series of clips we're going to run through that are going to be interesting, I hope. Hope you find them interesting. I got the Tim Black Wolfpack in the building. Once again, go to join Tim Black to become members of the show. Hit the like button to feed this dang algorithm. What's really going on here? That's the big question. What's really going on? What's really happening? What's up with the propaganda? That's the main question for the night. What's really going on here? What's up with all this propaganda? How can we see through the nonsense? We're gonna get a crash course tonight on the Tim Black show. You in the right place. Don't touch that browser. Don't touch your browser. You're in the right place, man. All right, dog. Y'all ready? Let's get this get this going. I know people are roasting my ass now. Tim got bit by a dog. And got your ass, Tim. Come the first of the month, rent is due. You don't want to chase no dogs. That's okay. First of the month, rent is due. You ain't got no job. You ain't got to worry about chasing no dog. You got to worry about a dog chasing your ass. Where we at here? All right. S-Biz is in the building. Sherry Covington in the building. We're going to go ahead and get it cranking, man. Let's do this.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Boom.
Now, when I first saw this, I thought it was AI. You know, and that's the thing about AI, man. You got to look at everything 5 times, make sure what you just saw is what you saw. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm like rewatching it. I'm like, okay. Because I've been fooled before. You know, I thought I knew this was real, but it wasn't real. Then somebody try to, you know, they report my channel. So I had to, you know, make sure I put out the right stuff. But this actually happened. I guess the tacos is really good. This is a couple that does food reviews in Houston, Texas. And as you saw, somebody drove through the damn window while they were doing the food commercial, you know, while they were doing a taste test or whatever. And I guess they were coming to get some tacos and didn't want to go through the drive-thru and decided we're going to drive through the influencers, the food testers.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Boom.
Yeah, I think I want a refund if I get run over by a car in your restaurant. Yeah, I think I'm about to go ahead and get free tacos for like life. But it's safe to report that both these people are doing okay. They're doing just fine, Johnson. They're doing okay. They both survived. See them walking off. So, you know, little stitches and things, but they okay. Got some glass
Next
shrapnel. Some shrapnel and all that good stuff, but they survived. So I don't know the name of the influencers. Probably you could probably find it in, you know, food cuisine testers. I don't know what they call that. Food critics. That's it. Food critics hit by car in window in Houston, Texas. Yeah, car runs over food critics in Texas. That'll probably pull it up. You can find out who they are. They should not need a GoFundMe because I would think the insurance company, the restaurant has insurance, so they should not need a GoFundMe. But if they have one, I will retweet it as a show of respect for showing that clip. You all right? That makes sense? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you know something, fam? They got to do something. You know what I'm saying? They had to do something. They had to compensate me. You feel me? Man, that is a freak. That's a freak accident, family. Freak accident. If Buck says, I bet the meal made them poop. Yeah, yeah. And it wasn't even Taco Bell either. That was probably good. It looked like good food. It looked like it was made, you know, that quality cuisine, actually. You know? It ain't the restaurant's fault. If people get drunk and come to get their food, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep going, Johnson. Y'all ready? Y'all warmed up now? Let's get it. Where are we at here? I'm trying to follow our itinerary. next. I guess I should tell you what's going to happen, but I don't have my itinerary. But I do know what's in my order. So let's get into some more content, family. Let's see what happens.
On deck with Tim Black.
Just to give you a little bit of history. My favorite band of all.
Now, let me back up for a quick. Let me set the table for that. Now, I was on TikTok and I ran across this in my feed. This is a brother named DJ Knock in DC. And I've since finding his channel on TikTok, man, I was really impressed by his content and by his histrionics. Like, the brother knows the history of DC. I was born in DC, but I lived most of my life, majority of my life that I remember being, I grew up in Maryland. My dad from DC, my uncle from DC, my brother lived in DC. I was very close to DC, but that ain't exactly the same thing. I did not have, we have the close proximity living in Prince George's County, and he'll tell you all this. Anyway, DJ Knock is going to run it down because somebody said, Tim Land, you need to get more than one opinion about what's going on in DC with the power. You need to get more than one take. You don't want to listen to this councilman. So you need to listen to people from DC that aren't connected to DC from political space. Okay, so yesterday I had a councilman, I had a reporter by the name of Benny Johnson giving his impression. I had both of those in the video, but I guess that wasn't enough. They wanted a brother to talk, or a sister. So then I found DJ Knock. DJ Knock will be on the show Saturday, right? We're going to do a special show on Saturday where we're going to have hopefully a great conversation. I already know it's going to be a great conversation because the brother's solid. But I want to run for you the clip that made me want to reach out to this brother, man. And he reached back, and then we just connected. Check out DJ Knock running down seldom discussed facts about Washington, D.C., and the National Guard and shutdowns and lockdowns in the history of D.C. Many people don't know. Pull up a chair, pull up a square. Check it out.
Tim Black.
Just to give you a little bit of history. My favorite band of all time, Parliament Funkadelic, led by George Clinton. 1975 was the year. They actually coined the term Chocolate City. And they even did an album entitled it Chocolate City. Dedication to Washington, D.C. Why? Because D.C. was predominantly black. 77% of my city was black. Today, it's at 40. And nobody cried about that at all. A lot of you all at some point asked a valid question, I'm sure. That question probably would have went a little something like this. I wonder why those blacks clean up their neighborhoods. Am I correct? Well, 1988, a group of men with bow ties and suits on came into my aunt's neighborhood. Paradise, that is. Northeast DC. And it got so bad around there where they actually was fighting drug dealers with their fist, no weapons. You guys deemed that group anti-Semitic, violent, and overall dangerous. And when they was removed, it got even worse. And guess what happened? Ronald Reagan deployed the National Guard into the streets of DC. And in my neighborhood in particular, also in Northeast DC, I remember them dropping a big spotlight right on the corner when I was a youngin'. Now, before you get into what party Ronald Reagan was affiliated with, I could take you back to 1968. 1968, Lyndon Baines Johnson also deployed the military into the streets of DC. And let's move forward to 1991. Well, let's go to 1990. Because in 1990, it was the media that actually coined DC as the unaliving capital of the United States, right? That same year, I believe we had 479 unalivings that year. No tears. Fast forward to 1991. I remember a man who just recently left the White House said out of his mouth when he was in Senate, lock all of those sons of bitches up. They created the 91 crime bill. And wasn't it Strom Thurmond that he joined forces with to author that bill?
Yep.
Being that Strom Thurmond was a documented racist, I remember that Strom voted against the Voter Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act of 64 and 65.
Yes, he did.
Where was your tears? 47% of my men went to prison, all because of they were selling or addicted to a drug that we didn't even manufacture. I remember a former first lady came out of her mouth and said that
And I gotta stop him right there, man. That was so strong. That's so strong right there. 47% of black men went to prison out of DC. All over a drug that we didn't manufacture, either sold it or used it. But we didn't make it. It was put in our city, or was put in DC. And to this day, there'll be people that blame addicts, they'll blame the young people for the drugs, being caught up in drugs. They will not even consider, even think about blaming. How the hell did drugs get there? It wasn't magic. It wasn't magic. As if people knew when they first started using it that it would become an addictive thing. There were lots of drugs. People smoke weed. Nobody really ever broke into your hot well. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things you do for weed and things you don't do for weed. But anyway, the point is, very seldom do people think about the ramifications of what happened. There's a lot of finger pointing, even amongst black people to black people, about that era and about drugs in general. And very little reflection on maybe that was intentional. I don't know. Let's keep going. My brother.
We didn't even manufacture. I remember a former first lady came out of her mouth and said that we were super predators and said that we needed to be brought to a heel. And that same woman was given the Margaret Sanger Award. And she said she actually loved Margaret Sanger, praised her for all of her work in our communities.
Yep.
And Margaret Sanger, she's known for one thing, being a founder of, and a name that I won't say. But I do remember vividly that Margaret Sanger had an interest in creating a women's only chapter of the Triple K folks. Now that same lady, who was a former first lady, you wanted us to actually make her our president. Interesting. Then came the 1994 crime bill, where he doubled down, once again, making it tougher, right? This time, using old Billy to sign it. And then not only that, in 1994, what else did they do to hurt black men? They created the Bureau of Support Enforcement. And what's so sad about it is, a lot of men went to jail after that. And then the jobs that they claimed to have created, a lot of men couldn't get because they had records. Interesting, but no tears. I find it interesting that today we're seeing history repeat itself. The only difference is my people. We're now following suit and coddling media who have always displayed disrespect for my people. Y'all seem to be on the wrong side of everything. We got babies out here being mowed down in the streets. And because you did a big number with your policies on my men, now the children have become the oppressors and the women rule over them. Interesting, because that's biblical. That's Isaiah 3:12. I'm not going to hold you any longer. I just want you to know I'm tired. I'm tired of funerals. I'm tired of skipping funerals because that might get shot up, right? One day y'all gonna learn to be honest. But at the end of the day, this is why I don't like y'all. And this is also why none of this is really bothering me. Clean it up.
Next on deck.
Man, one thing I can tell you, one thing about this video that I enjoyed it so much, man, is just the authenticity of it. And that he makes a lot of points, a lot of historical facts. He just stated facts. The Margaret Sanger, the Hillary Clinton, the Joe Biden. But deeper than that, man, just a condition of how it didn't matter what party was in power, how they treated Black Americans, how they treated Black Americans in the city of Washington, D.C. And how the value of our lives was never really in the equation when they made decisions. And now that we're going to make it, and once again, now that they're going to make this decision, I've seen countless videos of people going, this is great, this is great. It harkens me back, because I've done a lot of research about what happened during the 94 crime bill, or the 91, and I always wonder, like, what was the conditions at the time that made people not see that this was a bad idea? Desperate people. Desperate people, man, going, we need safety, we need security, we need something. People have been saying that for a long time, and then there have been some improvements in D.C., right? But it's not, it could be better. And I don't think this brother, I don't think DJ Knock is saying it shouldn't be improved. He's saying we tried to improve it. And then they sent in, the wardens. They sent in powerful people, powers to be, to shut down us trying to do something about our own community. And then they threw us in jail. Then they put drugs in, and then they threw us in jail. Then they did this, and then they did that. Then they threw us in jail. And it's a cycle. And all I'm saying is, and I think some people don't get it, I'm not saying we don't need to do anything. I'm just saying what you're proposing we do, what's really effective requires more than just locking people up, throwing people away. That is all I'm saying. That it's a nuance to it. Requires more things than just that to fix the problem. Because this problem was created by more than just something that's, one thing, or pick people up. That'll do it. Right? So people say it's not going to just be, Tim, you just can't have social programs. I get that. Why come it can't be both, man? Why come it can't be, we got to get violent people out the way. Can't have violence. No one's advocating to let violent people stay on the streets hurting people. Violence is never good. No one supports, I do not support violence. Maybe some people do. I do not support people who out here committing violence upon other people. I don't know why that would be, you would even imagine somebody was supporting that. You ever had any violence? I've been robbed at gunpoint, had guns to my head, dog. What are you talking about? Of course, that's not good. I didn't think I'd have to say, I don't support violence. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I'm a fucking dad. I'm a dad. I'm a grown-ass man with kids and grandkids now. And even before then, I didn't support violence. But for some people, you got to tell them. Because just because I say we need programs to get people opportunities, to get people out of the street, people need things to do, places to be. I remember Marion Barry. Had summer programs that gave young people work in the summer so they had something to do. They had recreation centers that were open so people could go play basketball, play sports. There were different things that have been done to try to It doesn't solve everything. I'm not saying it solves everything, but man, back to DJ Nuck, man. DJ Nuck. We're gonna rap on Saturday, right? We're gonna chop it up, and we're gonna hope that these Bammers will tune in and like try to get an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Because young, we need this. This needs to happen. These conversations need to be happening with people that actually care. Last thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and bounce off this topic. First of all, go see DJ Knock on TikTok. Go find him. Go follow him now. And I called him Big Brother Tyrese. I know he heard that before. I said, "Is this Tyrese? Fast and Furious, what you doing on TikTok?" I see some people way too overjoyed about, they don't care about the condition of the people as long as they feel like those people are out their way. Because they have no connection to DC or the people that are there. They have no connection. They see nothing. They, as Knock pointed out, the city was almost 80% black, and now it's like 40% black. And these people wanted to be 2% black. They wanted to get down to 8, like California, like LA. Then they'll be happy. Gentrification is a real thing. And that's part of what this, I think, part of the play is gentrification, is to get the last remnants of black people up out of DC and send them to the suburbs of Maryland or Virginia, if they can. And just to go ahead and make that move. That's what they're trying to do. But I'm seeing people way too excited, way too happy about the displacement of people and no remedies for the people that are there. As if those people's lives don't matter. As if good people don't get swept up in that transformation through this agenda. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. There are no easy answers. It's a multifaceted problem, right? And some people just want to wave a magic wand, and I don't think some people waving a magic wand really give a damn about anybody at all. I think it's for political reasons. I think it's for money, and I think it's for, perception. And some people, I don't think they're savvy enough to see through it. But I hope you see through it. Remember, tune in Saturday. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button. I don't know what we're going to agree on, or if you're going to disagree on some things, agree on some things, but whatever, it's going to be a great conversation. It's going to be real, because ain't nobody caping for either party. He's not a Democrat or Republican. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. We're going to talk because we brothers. All right, be here, man. And with that, hit the like button for the content, man. If it makes sense to you, family, because I hope it brings value to you. Okay? Hope it brings value. Wow. Yeah, it was a good day today, man. I found DJ Knock, man. He talking real. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to find good people to team up with, collaborate with, man. You know, maybe at some point I go on his channel and people want to come on my channel, but they don't want to offer return. They don't want to work together. We got to work together. Now, DJ Knock does mostly music. He is a DJ. You go on his TikTok, you're going to see music. He ain't doing this. I think he really breaks down and talks politics or talks issues. He mostly just does music, man. He got some banging, busting mixes, right? Some of his mixes are fire. So yeah, you want to check out some music. That's really what he does. We just brothers from a different era, from Gen X, gonna talk some real stuff. All right, y'all ready? Let's keep it moving, man. Right here on the Tim Black Show. We got it going on, fam.
With Tim Black.
And to that point, President Zelensky, are you prepared to keep sending Ukrainian troops to their deaths for another couple years, or are you going to agree to redraw the maps?
Thank you for your question. So, first of all, we live under each day attacks. That today have been a lot of attacks and a lot of wounded people, and the child was dead. small one year and a half. So we need to stop this war, to stop Russia, and we need support American and European partners. And we will do our best for this. So, and I think we show that we are strong people, and we supported the idea of the United States, of personally of President Trump, to stop this war, to make a diplomatic way of finishing this war. And we are ready for trilateral, as President said. This is a good signal about trilateral. I think this is very good. Thank you.
Next.
Yeah, I saw some people commenting on this clip. And I mean by Twitter. I saw people texting, posting. And maybe they heard something I didn't hear. It sounded to me like he wants to end the war. He wants to shut it down. He wants to end it. That's what it sounds like. People are saying he doesn't sound that way. It sounds like he was kind of reluctant. I think because when you ask a question, he didn't go, yeah. He went into this, he did political speak, kind of. Yeah, you want to end the war? You want to keep throwing bodies into the meat grinder against Russia in an unwinnable stalemate that you're losing. You can't win. And all we can do is prolong the death, prolong the body count. That's all we're doing when we give him money, I said this about 3 years ago, man. I don't know what people be on, man. I don't cover international news that much, but I can tell you this. Ukraine ain't going to beat Russia. That I can tell you. Everyone knew that. Everyone knew. All the Democrats knew. Everybody knew. But they play in their position politically to make it like to try to shame Trump for not wanting to send money. And he did it. He sent money anyway. So all the talking, all the chipping and the chapping, at the end of the day, it's still going down. It's still happening. And we're still funding it, just like Israel. So, like I've been saying, and I think a lot of people have commented on this, man, I want the money to be spent here locally in our own country, on our own people. That should not even be a hard ask. That should be what Americans want. We should want our money to be spent here domestically on issues that pertains. America be spending money like we all good here and we not all good here. As it stands now, as a Black American, man, I'm looking at this, and as an American, just looking at this, man, yeah, we're like 40% of the poverty rate in this country. We're 3 times more likely to be impoverished. And to be honest, that 13% of white folks is a lot of white folks that are living under the poverty line. I think they're at 12 or 13 or something. So we got a lot of issues in our country we need to tackle. What we do not need to be doing is sending money to Ukraine or to Israel. Now, but to be clear though, we got enough money because we print our own money. We can still take care of our people if that's what we wanted to do. So also make that be clear too, Johnson. It's not like America be sitting there going, oh man, we got a homeless problem. Damn, only got $10 left. Should I give it to Ukraine or should we cure homelessness? Oh, God, it's such a moral dilemma. We got lives on the streets and we got lives in Ukraine. And they are an ally. We're going to have to go with Ukraine. This is our last $10. We got to spend it over there. Nah, it's not an either or. They can do both. They can do both. We don't even have to barter. That's what I don't get when we having these conversations, we having these debates, and people are talking as if it's hard choices. Nah, man, poverty is a choice. It's a policy position. Do you want people to be in poverty or not? Do you want people to be homeless or not? Do you want there to be job programs or not? And we could just say, yeah, and we could do it. Just like that. You got a budget. You got a budget at your house. If you want there to be Netflix, there will be Netflix. You ain't got to ask nobody if you can have it. You ain't got to go get permission. It's available. You got the money. Your account's lined up. Boom, bang. Netflix, watch it in 5 seconds. That's pretty much how America can roll on any issue it cares about doing. Okay? Anything that you go, wow, why can't we have this? The answer is not Trump fault, Congress fault, this person fault, activists fault in the streets. Black people won't pull their pants up. Why are they taking his shoulder? He didn't tip enough when he ordered the meal from Uber Eats. No, it's none of that. It's simply priority. It's simply they don't want to. It's 3 letters. It's one word, 3 letters. Nah. Yeah, that's what it is. It's nah. Hey, you want to fix homelessness? Nah. Hey, you want to, open up business programs that helps Black people become more sustainable in their own communities so that there'll be some form of wealth in those communities that'll cure some of the economic woes that those communities have that are battling these issues that are going through systemic problems? Nah. Hey, you want to, you want to clean up the water, you want to clean up the air, you want to stop illegal dumping, you want to, anything you could think of, we could do it. We could do it. Billions, hundreds of billions of dollars for charge stations for electric cars that we don't even have. That's what Joe Biden spent billions of dollars on electric car stations that nobody wants to use because most people want combustible engines, want gas-powered engines. At the worst, hybrids. So these are policy decisions, fam. So don't fool yourself. That's all I'm saying. Please do not fool yourself. We are in a situation where both parties suck and that corruption leads the way, regardless of what party you're in. And if some people could just wrap their heads around that and accept it, we'd be at least then we'd be in a position to start offering a real resistance to the nonsense. And that's not to a party, that's to the system. But we can't get people to be aware enough to even know that they're making these choices. Man, why they put this garbage on TV? They didn't have to. It ain't magic. Anything bad you see, it's not magic. Anything that's intolerable that you go, why are we tolerating this? It is not magic. It's not because there is no other option. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, let's keep going, family. You're tuning into the Tim Black Show. We do this 4 days a week. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here. Tune in. Go to jointimblack.com. Become a member on Patreon, starting at only $5 a week. I got number love for you. Let's keep the party going.
On Deck with Tim Black.
We will become MS Now, which stands for My Source for News, Opinion, and the World. And look, Andrew, they even have a graphic up. I like it.
There it is.
Actually,
the new logo.
It looks very sporty.
Next on Deck.
Yeah, that's funny, man. MS Now. That's it. They had to change, man, because NBC doesn't want MS to be tied to it at all. Yeah, they want a clean break from the MSNBC. NBC, like, you're bringing down our profitability. You guys suck. The country doesn't like you. You're bottom. You're the bottom of the bottom. We don't like you. So, I don't really have that much of an opinion on this. I mean, as far as it's so damn quick. As far as
On Deck with Tim Black.
show names go, I don't know, channels.
We will become MS Now, which stands for My Source for News, Opinion, and the World. And look, Andrew.
My source. So MS is my source. How about, I don't know, let's have fun with this. First thing that comes to my mind is the MS could stand for Mostly shit. First thing that came to mind for me. I don't know about you guys. What could the MS stand for, fam? I don't know. Mostly the S is kind of that's interchangeable. It could be mostly. It could be measurable. It could be managing, misleading. What's mad? Yeah, that's a good one. MS no. Mudslinging. There goes a good one. Like LaChacha said, mudslinging. Yeah, that's a good one. M Snow. M Snow, because it's a blizzard of BS. That's good. I like that too. BS now. That's a good. I don't know how I missed that one. BS now is a very excellent title for that, man. Yeah.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
That's perfect, man. I don't know why I didn't see that one coming. Most stupid. Hey, the McCoy Purry is on point. Misinformation source. Des Middleton. That's dope. Miserably sorry. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like these. People are being more they're being more creative instead of just going right to the S word. I think y'all, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. Most stupid, mudslinging, mooching snoozers. Okay, Tobias. Okay. Right. You know, it's this type of title you come up with when English is your second language. Okay. Makes sense. Made up statistics. I'm just being real with you. I'm just joking, Tobias, man. I appreciate you. Mass siestas. Much sleep. Siestas. Massa said. Up there it is. Massa
Simply amazing.
Now, that's what I'm talking about, eh? I can rock with that.
Yeah, man. Look, I got no problems with them rebranding themselves, but unfortunately, the problem I do have with them is that it's them. Yeah, the fact that they are corporate hacks. So MS now, or MS later, or MS never. MS never will be good. You know? And what's really disappointing, man, is that people still watch it and go, this is the best news on the internet. It's the best news on cable. And that's like it just stabs you in the heart, man, that people feel that way about their garbage, you know, because it's all hacks, man. MSNBC is the propaganda wing of the Democratic Party. It always has been. They pride themselves on it. They've been admitting it. That's what they are. That's the audience. You know, it is what it is. Misguided simpletons. Go ahead, misplaced. That's a good one. Made up statistics. You got that. Misery is a business model. It is. It is, fam. Real talk. It really is. True there. There it is. Mostly scripted. Jorge getting creative with that. I like that. Creativity. Massively sad. Massive sad. Yo, man. That's it, man. That's it. So look, it's all good. I don't think many people here will be watching it, but you know.
They even have a graphic up. I like
there it is.
Actually,
the new logo.
It looks very sporty.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
All right. So, Mark.
All right, fam. I want everybody to take some time. This is my brother Buck Bewley sent me this clip. Shout out to Buck Bewley. My brother. And we're going to let this run, fam. This is from a local station. This is from a local station in Ohio, right? Cincinnati. And it has been well beyond the time where it's just, you know, we've had the conversations about Cincinnati. Folks, tune in now. Do not click off. I know there's going to be people to be like, I don't want to watch it. You need to hear this. Eyewitness accounts of what happened, what took place. There's a broader point to this. There's a bigger picture, a bigger point I want to make with this. Remember, we want to know what's really going on here and why we should care, okay? What's really going on here? Right here in this clip. Let's go. This is it, y'all.
So, Marvin, it was almost 3 weeks ago now.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Where were you? Why were you down there?
I was at work. Actually, we got to make sure the lot is cleared out and keep the traffic kind of down. So it was kind of slow. So I was just really just creating content and just showing the scenery. I believe it was Jazz Fest weekend was going on. So I was just recording, doing content because I'm a content creator. So I was showing the scene, the good vibes. People was driving their cars. Different people from out of town was in Cincinnati. People had food going on. So I was just recording that first, initially, like, you know what I'm saying? And then seconds after that, the fight broke out.
So you were just taking video down there to create content for your website and social media and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then what caught your eye?
It was like, I believe it was, I don't know if I got this right, it was either 4 or 6 white people. Can I say that? Yeah. Okay, it was 4 or 6 like white people that was down there, but I seen one of them out of all of them. Like all his friends was kind of like trying to calm him down, but the one tall one, he was like kind of like trying to push up on everybody, like he wanted to fight, like he was pushing down on people. I watched him like push down on Goonie 2 times, push down on him trying to fight him. They squared up, and then that's when the other dude broke in like, nah, you ain't about to fight Goonie. And then they squared up. They kind of threw a punch, kick, ain't none of them connect. So then the white dude went over to where we was talking to the black dude that had he had the electric cars he was selling. He was renting them out, and my my coworker that I was working with, he was telling him like, yeah, man, my birthday in a couple of days, I want to rent one of these cars out. Like, so he's like, yeah, I got this, that, and the third, and I got the Tesla too. It's electric too. So he went over to his cars and kicked one of his cars that he was renting. So that's when the dude we was talking to went over there like, damn, man, what's up? Kicking my cars, I ain't got nothing to do with what's going on with y'all over there. That's when he slapped him. When he slapped him, all hell broke loose.
So you started seeing the tall white guy, mm-hmm. And what was he doing? What was he saying?
He was saying, like, basically, he was saying, I don't know if I can say that. He was saying the N.
We'll definitely beep that.
He was saying the N-word. He kept saying the N-word, and he was saying, like, come on, I'll take all y'all. He was telling them, calling them out, like, come on, I'll take all y'all, squaring up. Like, he wanted to fight, like, you know what I'm saying? And they kept saying, like, man, we ain't gonna hit you, man. You old. This was prior to the slap, though. That's what they were saying. They were sparing him, like, we ain't gonna touch you, man. We hit you, you about 60, you would die. Like, this is what I'm hearing them telling him. Like, the everything didn't transpire until he slapped dude. Once he slapped him, that's when it just was pandemonium. Then after that, yeah, it was on the floor.
So you're there taking video, mm-hmm. And what do you think you're gonna see?
Basically, like I was saying, there was a nice scenery going on. People was driving their cars. They had their motorcycles out. It was different people from different cities that was in the city. They was cooking food. It was a good scene. It was a good vibe. Like, I just was saying it in my video, like, man, it's a good vibe. People out here, like, and then seconds later, then the fight, that's when the fight happened.
So when you started taking video of the fight,
right?
What did you think you were going to see? Because it was before the real brawl started.
Right. I thought I was just basically going to see just, like, because I watched them argue before I actually pulled the phone out to record again. Like, I was watching them just argue, so I'm like, I'm going to get this, like, this might be a little funny little content. So I just recorded, you know what I'm saying, a little arguing or whatever. Like, I didn't think it was going to go to that. Like, so in seconds, it just erupted. And then the fight broke out.
Now, there's been a lot said by the mayor, mm-hmm. By the police chief. They said, I can't believe that people were just standing around taking video of this instead of trying to stop the fight or dialing 911.
See, my thing with that is this. I feel like this. I done seen people get killed trying to break up fights. You get what I'm saying? So I wasn't about to put myself in danger to break up no fight. As far as calling the police, like, it was just a lot going on. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot going on, and that really didn't register in my head just to stop and call the police. Like, I just don't think like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just really just appalled at what's going on. Like, damn, I can't believe this really happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it definitely wasn't nothing like how they try to make it seem like a person was just sitting there watching somebody get their head beat in, like, cause that wasn't the case. Like, I was creating content, and then, like, I'm not about to break up no fight because I don't know what people got on them. People might have a gun on them, like, you know what I'm saying? Anything. I could have got stabbed trying to break up a fight.
And really not your job to break up
It's
fights.
it's not my job. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not my job to break up no fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the police.
So you've seen a lot of news coverage. You've seen a lot of social media, internet content on this.
Yeah.
What do you see said out there versus what you believe happened?
Or what I seen with my own eyes? Yeah, because that's what I seen. So the narrative that I'm hearing and I'm seeing on the news feeds and through the comments, and then watching the prosecutor yesterday, how he was reading off what he was reading off, talking about he seen the videos and this happened this way, that's all erroneous, man. Like, I was there, I witnessed it with my own two eyes. The black guys really wasn't on nothing. They didn't really just beat up these white people because they white or jumped on them and all that. That ain't what happened. It was the white guy was on it. He was on something else. I don't know what he was on. But he wanted all the smoke. He wanted to fight. And I'm pretty sure if he was in love, that club, he probably got into it with somebody out there, because I think that's where he came from, and then it escalated outside. Like, so the way they got the narrative out, it didn't happen like that. It didn't happen like that at all. And I just wish that people would just tell the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though they got the video showing dude slapping the black guy first, I just feel like he should be charged like the rest of them. If that's the case, you feel what I'm saying?
Seems like any one of these people, black, white, whatever, could have stopped and walked the other way at any point.
I agree with that. I agree with you on that. I agree. Well, before or after the slap?
Either. You know what? You slap me, I'm going to walk away. Turn the other cheek, right? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, I don't know, but like where I'm from, ain't nobody doing that, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you, like ain't nobody doing that, man. Like, I done seen people get shot for less. So really, like, he kind of got out easy for real. Like, not saying that I agree 100%, like the degree they took it to, but I done seen people get done bad way worse than that. You know what I'm saying? And they was really sparing him for real. Like, he was antagonizing them the whole time. Like, so for a person to, like, then you got to think, like, a black person, white person slapping you, that's like all the stuff that's going on. Like, if we be honest and we be transparent, all the stuff that's going on in the world, that's really gonna be hard for him to just sit. Yeah, that's triggering. Like, so, like, what? Like, I believe they just lost it. Like, even the people that ain't had nothing to do with it, I believe they just lost it. Like, man, what? He just slapped him.
So you said you don't necessarily agree with the degree they took it.
Yeah, as far as like
the stomping on the head and a bunch of other people coming in, is that it?
I feel like some of that, like, once they got theirs off, I feel like it could have just been cool with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't agree with the woman getting knocked out or none of that. I don't agree with that. I don't condone none of that. Like, that was just crazy. Like, but yeah, that's what I mean when I say that, as far as like the level of how far it went. Like, I don't agree with all that. I feel like it could have, they got theirs off, they could have just let it go and just went about their business. Like,
punches,
yeah, just go get up, get out of here. Like, it ain't really, nothing else is really, like, you don't want to kill him. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to kill nobody. So, but like I say, like, I feel like it was just probably triggering though, like, due to all the other stuff that transpired before that, the antagonizing and stuff.
I think a lot of people, I don't think this would have gotten the attention it did if we didn't see Holly, the white woman, getting knocked out.
I agree with you on that.
Now we see her right before she gets hit. She comes in and she pushes a guy.
Yeah, she was doing that the whole night. If you pay attention to the video, it's a guy that was with the other tall Russian dude. He had on black and white. He was trying to diffuse it the whole time. He was trying to de-escalate it the whole time. His clairvoyance, he knew what was about to happen, because he like, we outnumbered. It ain't nothing but black people out here. Why are you trying to start fights with them? He kept trying to break it up. But dude just kept pushing. And I felt like Holly felt the same way too. That's why she kept trying to push him and get him out of there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So when you see her getting decked.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, I ain't agree with that at all. Like that was, I feel like she ain't had nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? She just was around a guy that was on what he was on. You know what I'm saying? So she kind of was casualty of war, if you would say, in a sense, like, cause she was just with the guy that was really initiated the fight. So, but I don't feel like she should have got nothing done to her, like, you know what I'm saying? Cause she wasn't on nothing. She was trying to stop the fight for real. I didn't see her do nothing, so, yeah.
A lot of people have turned this into a racial thing. You agree with the fact that this is about race?
Yeah, I believe it's racially motivated for sure. Yeah, for sure, because you have a clear video showing that one guy slapped another guy, but out of this same video, you charging everybody else with crimes and saying that the guy that initiated the slap is a victim. That's racially motivated. That ain't fair. How is that fair? When he started the fight, regardless of how far degree they took it, he initiated that. You get what I'm saying? He did that first.
Police are giving the impression that there was stuff that went down prior to that that would have been the people's fault that were, I guess you'd say the African-American people.
I was there. I ain't see none of that. How the story was told, how I just told it to you, that's how it happened. That's what I seen with my eyes. I didn't see them doing nothing extra. I didn't see no extra punches getting thrown besides when the guy that had on the black and the tall white dude squared up and kicked at each other a little bit. They didn't hit, they didn't connect though. But the initial brawl that happened is when the white guy slapped the black guy. After that, everything broke loose. Nothing else happened after that. And I was right there. I seen it with my own two eyes. Like, so I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know even what the prosecutor was talking about yesterday in the courtroom, saying that he seen the same thing you just said. Like, I don't know where they get that from. Can't nobody show me that video.
Even if, let's just say, I know that you don't believe this is true, but let's just say that one of the black guys took a swing at one of the white guys before the white guy slapped the other black guy. Let's say that did happen. Does it matter? Or should the white people that were throwing punches after things get started also be charged with assault or riot?
Yeah, I feel like it did because it don't matter because the white guy, he initiated it from start to finish. You see what I'm saying? So if somebody did throw a punch at him, it's because he started it. He came around starting it. Like nobody just seen him was, oh, I'm about to get him and punch on him. That ain't happened. He came on that aggressive and antagonizing and wanting to square up and come on, I'll take on all y'all, saying the N-word and everything. So if a punch was thrown prior to the slap, it was because the white guy initiated it first. That's what I'm saying. So that's what happened. Like, that's the truth. Like, if anything happened before the slap, it was because he initiated. So he brought that on himself for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't taking nobody just calling them an N-word and then coming up to them talking about they want to fight. Okay, you intoxicated and drunk. That person might be intoxicated and drunk too. So he might match your energy. Like, oh, you on that? I'm on that too. What's up? You get what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna just turn the other cheek on you. Like, oh, I'm gonna let him go. Like, they ain't doing that. Like, that's why I says it's two different. You know what I mean? It's two different, but I just, man.
How does this all end? In other words, a lot of people are saying the racial tension in this town is off the charts. Yeah, do you agree with that?
Yeah, like if you look in the comments, man, you really see like how people feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of hatred towards black people, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this ain't nothing new though. This is not nothing new, man. It's been going on. Like, it's just on social media and it's exposed more now. You get what I'm saying? See, what's going on now is, see, back in the day, they didn't hide it. They told you in your face, they called you all that, and you knew what was going on. See, now they try to act like it ain't going on, and they say, nah, we ain't doing it like this. You see all this we got going on, da-da. But they really feel like that on the inside, and it only take a situation like right now, and you see in the comments how they acting and what they saying, that make them come on out their shell and say how they really feel. So I do feel like it's racial tension between two races, and I also feel like somewhere they might want like a racial war or something, man. I don't know. That's just how I feel, like, because I feel like the Russian dude, I don't know where he came from. He came out of nowhere. He just came out of nowhere, starting it. I feel like somebody put him right there. That's just my opinion.
How do we make all this better?
Do what we doing now. Get the truth out. Let everybody get their day in court. no matter what color they is, you know what I'm saying? You did something wrong, you need to be charged, you need to be held accountable just like everybody else, and just go from there. Like, try to just do.
Next on deck with Tim.
Man, that's that was once again, man, I love when people are being authentic. You can kind of tell when someone is scripted, or you can tell when somebody just speaking from their heart, man. And I feel like this brother was speaking from his heart. He told you what he saw. He laid it out. I feel vindicated. You know, I feel vindicated in the fact that it's pretty much as I explained it. Last time I did a video on it, I did the update. I was like, this guy is yelling, calling the N-word, and telling people, come on. You want some of this Russian? Like, there are people that are not gonna, you would like to think everybody goes, oh, no, sir. No violence. You're right, I am an N-word, and we'll just go away. Let's get away from this guy. Call me what you want, sir, but I'm not stooping to that level. Yeah, I know, that's what you want people to do, right? That's not what people do in the real world. And as I was explaining, there are neighborhoods, black guys can't go to other black places around black people and do that and not get beat up. So it's like the epitome. It's like the epitome of privilege. To even think you could go to a predominant group of any people and insult them with the worst slur. Folks, this is the Cadillac of slurs, right? It's a thing. Everyone knows, like, no one's that dumb. That Russian's not that dumb, man. To go up to a group of young black men. You see this, brother? You go up to him because you got a little size, you tall, and you're yelling the worst, the platinum level, the titanium, diamond level racial slur at a group of people. And then saying, come on, and you think because you are that nothing's going to happen. And that is the epitome, my friends, of privilege. And then to have it feels like an entire country of act like it's crazy for you to get beat up. When you can't do that, there are white college kids. You can't go to you can't crash their college party and call them names, vastly outnumbered, and not get beat up. I mean, yo, I went to Northwestern High School, not too far from Maryland University. We used to we want to go around some white folks, you know, that are drinking Jägermeister, and you know what a Jägermeister was. That's the college where Lynn Bias went to, right? Walking distance from my high school. It's 80%, 70-30, 70% white, 30% black, maybe, I don't know. But those guys, the white guys will fight you. You can't just show up and yell, so, and then then when I went over to Howard, same thing. You can't be from some other school, go to Howard, and then be attacking them and egging them on, regardless of what color you are. You can't do it anywhere. Last thing, man, I'll just say, you know, the Holly situation, you know, I've seen women get punched for similar situations. I've seen men get punched for stuff like that. When you are with people that get into a fight and you're on their squad, that's why you don't do it. To me, the Russian guy put everybody in harm's way. He put all of his friends in harm's way. He's the one who got Holly hit. I know somebody else hit her. I know other people hit her. But what I'm saying is, he caused that. He should not have put her and the rest of those people in harm's way. If you want to go out in the street by yourself and pick fights with random black people because you are drunk, be my guest. But you should not bring your friends with you. You should not put them in a situation where they got to try to save you. Because that's what happens when you're with people who start fights. You end up getting into a fight because they started a fight. And you trying to get them out of there, and so somebody hits you. And that's what happens. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's wrong. And I'm saying it happens. And I agree with the brother. Last thing, guys, I agree with the young man here. who says, in my opinion, things got off light. In my opinion, I've seen people lose their lives for much less than this. I've seen people get shot for stepping on people's shoes. I've seen people get beat up for mean mugging somebody, looking at somebody wrong, looking at them too long. I've seen very ignorant reasons for people to get beat up. Calling a group of black guys N-words and come on, let's fight. That to me is not a small thing. And on my list of things that will get you beat up, that's high on the list. That's high on the list. Looking at somebody wrong, who you looking at? I've seen fights over that. I've seen people get jumped over, who you looking at? Something as simple as that. It's crazy. So I'm gonna let it keep going, man. I'm sure come Saturday when me and DJ Knock gonna have a conversation about a number of issues in DC, because it relates to a lot of places, not just DC, but specifically about DC. We're going to have this conversation, fam, and I'm sure it'll come up about what drives violence and some of the triggers for violence that occur. You know what I'm saying? Real life, not stuff. This ain't the Dr. Phil show. But in real life, yeah, disrespect goes a long way. All right, fam, let's keep it moving. I think we're almost done. Let's see what we got left.
Black.
They can't fix the history they did. Their ancestors made this country into a slave hell. But they can clean it up now because they got the Smithsonian. They can get rid of all the slavery stuff. They got PragerU. They can lie about the history to the children. They can't originally invent anything more than they ever were able to invent good music. We black folk gave y'all country music, hip hop, R&B, jazz, rock and roll. They couldn't even invent that, but they have to call a white man the king, because they couldn't make rock and roll. So they have to stamp the king on a man whose main song was stolen from an overweight black woman.
Open up your YouTube app.
Yeah. I won't say she's wrong about remaking a history. Yeah. Just because I disagree with a lot of her antics by Joy Reid, a lot of her gaslighting, I'm not going to say she's wrong about that. You know, we got to be able to call a thing a thing. Yeah. You got to be able to separate an argument from the individual making the argument. So I agree with her on that. Yeah, and we ain't going to lie about who made music, who came up with all these great musical and great inventions, and then people that take credit for it. It's funny. It's funny, man. It's just social media. We got people saying black people are nothing, they're nuisance, they're maniacs. Meanwhile, they're playing black music and wearing black fashion, or fashion that's inspired by black people that was stolen by white people. But meanwhile, so let me get this right. We got people like Nick Fuentes, a white Mexican, half white, half Mexican, saying black people are maniacs and irredeemable, while he listens to hip hop, a black music genre, and wears a hoodie and clothing that it was inspired and promoted and originated with black people. But black people think they love the things black people do, but they don't love black people. So I get her point on that. But I gotta say, Johnson, and I'm gonna be petty for this. Let's call me, Petty LaBelle. Patty LaBelle's little brother. It's kind of funny to have Miss Ghanaian or Congolese. I don't know what Joy Reid is. Kind of funny her saying us, the black people, we black people. It's just kind of funny to have her claiming that. Because typically, when things go south, they are very quick to jump in their corner of their ethnicity or from their where they're from, the country they're from, and where their family's from, where their mom and dad are from. Typically, that's what people do. Until they try to score a point, and then they wrap themselves in blackness, and then when things don't go well, they run back over to to the culture, they run back to whatever country their parents came from, so wherever they originated. So that's kind of funny to have her say that. Seems a little weird. The other thing is, she's wearing the F Donald Trump hat, and I'm just saying, you really got to watch these people. The venom and the bitterness, right? Joy Reid is never going to change. This is what she's always been on. She spent 5, 6, 7 years calling Trump Hitler, going at Trump for everything, even when he wasn't in office. She never stopped. Joy Reid is obsessed with Donald Trump. She had her hair like Donald Trump. Who puts dog, I don't have hair. But, if I did, it would not look like Donald Trump's hair. I mean, think about what she did. I mean, as angry as she is at Donald Trump, as much as she says she despises him, can't stand him, he made a career. She made him her career. Understand what I'm saying? And you can say that you hate the person, but you made that person the focal point of your life. You talked about him every night, pretty much for the last 8, 9 years. That's what you did. Last 5 years, I don't know how long it's been since she had a show. You know what I'm saying? It was like that was the mainstay. Hair like his, tore his name out her mouth every segment. Even now, she's not even on MSNBC, but she's still on Donald Trump. She changed her hair, but now she got a hat. When are we just going to say you need a focus group? You need therapy. You need a group you can go to and detach yourself from Donald Trump. You need to be detox. That's it. You need to be detox. We need to put you in a 12-step program to separate you from Donald Trump's ass. Your head is up Donald Trump's ass, and we need a forklift to remove you. We need the arms of, what's that, arm of death? What's that, when there's a car accident? The jaws of death or the jaws of life, whatever that's called. When you're pulling people out of the car, you got the metal's all bent up, and the body's in there and it's mangled, but you got to get them out. You got to save with the jaws of life. You got to go in there. We need something like that, an apparatus similar to that, to pull Joy Reid's head out of Donald Trump's ass. That's what we need to do. At this point, it's scary. She ain't the only one, but her and D.L. Hughley, man, these people need intervention right now. You know what? Y'all think I'm playing, man. Y'all think I'm playing. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, it's me, Tim Black. How y'all doing? Is this the correct number? I'm calling Save a Hack. Save a Hack? Yeah. I got a hack I need you to save. Yeah, Joy Reid. Yeah, the little African lady. Yeah, Joy Reid. I need you to go in, man. First of all, we need to do a wellness check on her. She is unwell. She won't stop talking about Trump. Yeah, she does. She will not let Trump go. She is glued. She's super glued to him. I fear for her life. I think you're going to come in. She's going to have her lips wrapped around the exhaust pipe with a picture of Trump in her hands. And her face oddly smelling like his butt cheeks. Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to happen, man. Yeah, I would think she'd have more to live for, too. She made a lot of money. But out of her mouth comes Trump all the time. Yeah, it's like she got all her lyrics rhyme with Trump. I think she has this tattoo on her, small of her back. Yeah, I know. It's a Trump stamp. Yeah. It's just a shame. Look, I'm not a fan, I'm not a friend, but I am a concerned citizen. And yeah. And if you could just take some time, stop by. Pull her head out of Trump's ass. Yeah, that's it. Pull her head out of Trump's ass. And while you're there, while I got you, because it's hard to get through the line, you're very busy, I know. Could you stop by D.L. Hughley's house? And could you pull his head out of Kama's ass? Yeah. You said she don't have much ass. No, I know. I know. His little midget head is all up her flat ass. Yeah. Could you go get him? You know what I'm saying? You just swing by. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, we come on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah. I'm sure I give you a shout out. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. All right, Johnson. All right, Johnson. Wolfpack. Yeah, man, they're cool people over there at the Save a Hack Foundation. I like them, man. I did my good deed for the day. All right. Don't say I never did nothing for y'all. See how I am? Looking out. All right. Next. Let's go to this. Here we go.
Get rid of all the slavery stuff. They got PragerU.
Later, another viewer by the name of to highlight the
They have to stamp the king on a man whose main song was stolen from an overweight black woman.
Suspect.
All right, so now I got a piece of content from a woman called Bahamian Girl. Bahamian Girl. She's on YouTube. I just ran across this. I thought it was interesting. I want to comment on it because she's going to talk about the politics of covering politics and cultural content about Black Americans. Let's check her out.
Open up your YouTube app on any given day, and these are the images you're likely to see. Black people fighting. Ratchet culture rises quickly to the top of the algorithm because people love drama, and apparently they love toxicity. But why is that? Why is it more profitable, more clickable, more viral to highlight the worst of Black culture rather than the best of Black culture? So about a week ago, one of my viewers came across one of my videos. It was the video about the Uber Eats driver who confronted the woman who lied about not receiving her food. And after watching that video, the viewer wrote 8 words. Do you ever do any positive Black videos? Well, days later, another viewer by the name of Tia N. Watson wrote, you are part of the problem, doing your part to make us look bad as a whole, all for your content. Crazy part is you convince yourself otherwise. Shame. What the people who wrote those comments fail to understand is that the problem they complain about, they're a major part of it. They are a major part of the ecosystem that drives YouTube. When they watch a video like mine and they choose to engage with it, be it positive or negative, it signals to the YouTube machinery that this is the kind of content that they like. Whether they're saying something positive or negative, YouTube doesn't know the difference. It's all engagement. And that's what YouTube wants, engagement. If those individuals weren't interested in the slightest, they wouldn't watch it and they certainly would not comment. So if the question is why do so many YouTubers focus on negative Black content, well, the answer is twofold. Number one, it's incredibly difficult to ignore a group of people who choose to act like nincompoops on a daily basis. Whether they're fighting in a Popeye's chicken restaurant, fighting at a gas station, wearing something provocative, incredibly skimpy to their children's graduation ceremony, or fighting over hair in a beauty supply store's parking lot. It happens every single day and it is very hard to ignore. And as content creators, we shouldn't ignore that type of behavior because it's just not acceptable. Secondly, I, like millions of other YouTubers, am running a business. And in the content creation space, you focus on what gets eyeballs, what people show an interest in. Basically, you focus on what sells. 9 months ago, I did an incredible interview with a Chicago teacher who is making a significant difference in the lives of his inner city students. In that interview, he talked about the many problems that the system was facing, what teachers were going through, and offered up some incredible solutions to those problems. Do you know how many views that video got? To date, 28,000 views. A few months ago, I did another video where I thanked the people of Cincinnati for fighting back against some white supremacists who would come into their area causing problems. Do you know how many views that video got? Under 10,000. Now compare that to my Carnival Cruise video, which I released, about 3 weeks ago, which is now sitting at 287,000 views, or my Even Black People Are Fed Up with Black People video, which was released, a month ago, that has over 500,000 views? You see a trend? The people are showing me, telling me explicitly what they want to watch, what they want to see. Take it away from me for a second and take it away from YouTubers and other content creators. Let's just say you are running a business like McDonald's. So McDonald's is world renowned for its French fries. Let's say there are a few people who walked inside of McDonald's and said, you know what? I like your fries, but the fries are a little too unhealthy. We want you to have different options and we want baked cauliflower. So McDonald's says, okay, I guess we could introduce that since there seems to be some sort of interest in that. And then they introduce baked cauliflower on their menu. But 99.8% of the people keep coming for French fries. Do you think McDonald's is going to keep cauliflower on the menu? No, because the people don't have an appetite for it. They don't want it. And sometimes the people who even say they want that alternative, they want that option, don't order it themselves. So if little to no one is ordering the baked cauliflower off the menu, guess what McDonald's is going to do? It's going to revert to putting all of its attention into selling those French fries because that's what sells. And guess what, kiddies? That's business. Bringing it back to YouTubers, if a video gets 3 million views and another video that's a related topic gets 4 million views or 2 million views, people are going to focus on that. That's not just content creation, that's content strategy. The news is no different. There's a reason why ABC News and NBC Nightly News and CBS News lead with their hardest news, their most controversial news, the things that are going to get people upset, the things that are going to make people think and talk. There's a reason why they're not leading the evening news with the panda that gave birth at the zoo. If they did that, you would say, what is wrong with the news?
So look, you get the gist of what she's talking about. I don't want to use the whole video. Very well put together video. I like her delivery on it, right to the point. And she's using good examples. And we have about the same number of subscribers. We're both over 200,000. And I wanted to disagree with her. I wanted to blame her. I wanted to say, hey, you choose to do that content because you are Bahamian gal. You know, so you don't really have a connection to these black people. But when I looked at her channel, I see what she's talking about. I mean, Damon Johnson. I'm looking at her channel and her carnival video of black people acting crazy. The title is, damn, even Carnival Cruise got ratchet fatigue. Yeah, leading right into the tropes, right? Leading right into what bigots are saying about black people, right? But it's got 300,000 views and was only a month ago, and she got other videos, you know, 50,000. Even black people are fed up with even black people are fed up with black people. Yeah, I see why she made this video, because of course you're gonna get backlash with titles like even black people are fed up with black people. Yeah, so I do disagree. I agree with her as far as numbers. I disagree with her ethics. Yeah, of course we can all make content that says very simple things that, just think like a white nationalist, you'll do very well on YouTube. That's always been that way. Just think like a bigot, you're gonna do big numbers. You're gonna get conservative black people. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but most of America is white. So you can get a lot of white people who agree with you, who come from a certain demographic and a certain ideology. That doesn't mean you should do it, because not just because you make money by Bahamian Girl, but because you're going to get what you're getting now, which is a lot of people that watch your content going, I don't think I like her much anymore. And what happens when you want to go back to doing your regular stuff that you actually enjoy doing, where you're not a sellout, where you're not just sacrificing yourself to make money for the algorithm? Well, then no one's going to want to watch that. So yeah, you can make your 300,000 view video where you take a dump on black people and you say all the trigger words, but then what happens? You have attracted an audience that doesn't like you. Doesn't like you, doesn't like your content, doesn't care about anything you care about. And then guess what happens? Then you become a slave to your audience. Yeah, there's a fallacy out there that says that if you are an entrepreneur or you own your own business, that you work for yourself. That's not true. That couldn't be furthest from the truth. Fam, you work for your customers. Because without your customers, you're not in a job. You don't have money. You're not making an income. You're not turning a profit. Everyone works for someone. It's just when you do what we do, it's a lot of someones. And no individual someone can really destroy your business. I mean, unless you're Shannon Sharp and you're dealing with, that's different. But you get where I'm going, right? Someone told me a long time ago, and I wish I would have listened the first time they told me. They said, be careful of the dog you bring home, because that's the dog you got to feed. And I had to learn that. I also had to learn, just because you have seasons where you're covering a certain type of content or you're doing a certain type of reporting, and that's interesting to you, you got to remember, every time you put that out, you pull in these certain type of people. A lot of people that have been doing independent media for some time, they know exactly what she's talking about. And I had to accept, maybe those people are not just bad people, they're just greedy people. They're just people that decided they're more important. It's more important for them to focus on making money than it is on uplifting Black Americans. And at the end of the day, the sad part is, this is the really sad part. She didn't say it. To me, the saddest part is there are Black Americans who want it. There are Black Americans, and maybe she did kind of say something similar, who reject the positive content. But you know what? I don't care if they reject it. I'm still going to do it. I did a tribute to Danielle Spencer because I wanted to. I covered Latrice Allen too, but Clarice, I covered her in a positive way. I know that video would have did a lot better numbers if I was negative. Because negativity sells. It doesn't really matter who it's about. I mean, it does matter. Typically when my content and my algorithm, the people that I attract, it's got to be Black related because it's a Black related channel, right? But negativity, it's something bad happening. Look, man, if you're ever in traffic and you get to the end of it, you see an accident over there, you go, all right, we're all looking at that damn accident. It's on the side of the road, but everybody was looking at it. Why? Because there was an accident over there. They're looking at the drama. It doesn't necessarily mean they're bad people. Now, there could be a family over there minding their business, smiling, drinking wine, and people wouldn't care. They would not be breaking their necks, slowing down, causing a traffic jam to watch that. There's also the analogy of the purple cow. I think it was Seth Godin. He's a marketing genius. And he put out a book called The Purple Cow. And he said, if you want people to buy your stuff, well, you need to be a purple cow. We all seen white cows with black spots or black cows with white spots. But when was the last time you saw a purple cow? That's the cow you want to be. So, in the course of a day, you see a lot of content coming at you. The things that stick in your head are things that stand out, and typically it's going to be for the negative. But people have other desires and other needs as well. They'll watch funny, they'll watch sexy, and they'll watch angry. Emotions. Anyway, I like Bahamian gals, transparency. You in business. We all have to make the hard decision about what we cover. I tell people all the time, my hardest decision is choosing what to cover. People send me suggestions all the time, and I know some of those suggestions, I know no one's going to ever want to watch that video. It'll be important to them. It's something local. It's something small. People got to be convinced to even matter. Man, I got people that don't even want to watch content about D.C. It's the nation's capital. They put the National Guard in. They brought in the FBI, the DEA. And you realize I got videos on it now doing 3,000. But if I talked about Joy Reid, if I put a video out slamming Joy Reid or D.L. Hughley, just look at the numbers. Next time you come past my channel, look at the numbers of this D.L. Hughley and I'm going to put a video out, separate video out of Joy Reid. Look at the numbers that's going to do. Compare that to the video I'm going to put out on, one of these other topics we covered tonight. And you just look at the numbers. Same guy, same background. It ain't going to be too different. But it's just what people want to watch. I can't make people. It's like I told Buck when I covered the Cincinnati brawl. I said, Buck, as bad as this is, the truth is coming out finally. But people already knew the truth. People knew that the tall Russian guy started the fight. People knew he took the first swing. People knew he egged it on. People didn't even want to try to fight him. They was afraid he'd die. Nobody wants to go to jail. But media, we need to make this money first. We'll let the truth come out later. Right now, it's about the paper. And people don't realize this is a business. This is a business. And the business wins. So they could have told you the truth. They're willing to have a race riot in Cincinnati. They're willing to have you upset, you snapping at your kids, tension in your office, offer them to make $1. When I started this business, I had no idea how dirty these people are. They would rather impact you, raise your stress level, put your life in jeopardy, pit people against one another for a lie, to perpetrate a false narrative, all because they can make money off of it. It's diabolical. It's the equivalent of you going to someone you know and saying, hey, such and such said this about you. They said you stink, and said you ain't no good, and said your wife is doing this with such and such. You know, and just lie. And then walking away and just waiting to see what happens. Pow, pow. Stab, stab. Call the ambulance. Call an ambulance. And just sitting back. I mean, that's what the media does. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to leave it there. I think people get where I'm going with this. It's a dirty, dirty business. I had no idea. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a writer and I wanted to be a radio host. I thought I could be good at those things. But I ended up going into IT. I was a writer, but I couldn't make any money writing. I was writing about wholesome things. I was writing about making the community better. I was trying to help. Couldn't make $1. I could work though, because people are taking you. You willing to use your car to go cover a story for us? Hey, go to this press conference. Hey, go do this movie review. Go do this. Go do that. They wouldn't even refund my car, my parking tickets. I got my car booted messing with these local newspapers. They wouldn't even pay for my car. My parking tickets. They didn't care about me. So that's how I ended up doing computer work. Because mama and the baby's got to eat. Dream's going to have to wait. The rent is due. Oh, you don't want to walk no dogs? You don't want to be no dog catcher? Okay. Come first of the month, rent is due. You ain't got no money, you ain't going to have to worry about catching no dog. You got to worry about a dog catching your ass. All right, that's it, y'all. Let me go to the comment section, see who's in the building, man. Who is in the house? Tobias says, I personally don't want dirty money. All American money is dirty money, sir. Everything. Yeah, all the money. If you work in a restaurant, you ain't serving the best food. If you're making movies, you ain't making the best. All of it's dirty. Yeah, you know, that's spoken like somebody who don't live in America, man. The whole system is garbage. From the clothes that get sewn in third world countries by children, you know, like, you know, it's fine. You know, there's always, it's like you have to choose what you want to do. You don't want dirty money. I shouldn't have looked at the comment. Probably has a job doing something. I wonder, I'm just going to ask you, Tobias, what do you do for a living? How do you put food on your table? You know, I feel the same way about people, but you know, I could talk about them, but they have to make their own decisions about what they do. I hate the fact that Candace Owens is a multimillionaire who rose to fame by shaming Black Americans. And you might say, I would never make money doing that. But as Larry Elder does too. Larry Elder does the same thing. Or Joy Reid does the same thing. And there are all types of people that you and I do not know who do the same thing. And media is just people that you can see. You can see them. What about all the people that do business and in lines of work that help, what about all the people in lines of work that have no notoriety? But there are things about it that are unethical. What about the car salesman, the roofer company, the roofing company that overcharges little old ladies for their roofs? What about the guy, the plumber that comes by who overcharges the woman for the toilet fixing? What about the mechanic that overcharges the guy for the problem under his car? I mean, ethics is what you see, you know. It's that people people want to focus, we tend to focus on the media, but it's everywhere, man. It's from the person cutting your lawn to the person cutting your hair to the person making the food in the restaurant to the markup on the what's really in the car wash stuff. Yeah, I always wonder, like, what's in the chemicals? You go through like what's the difference really between the $5 and the $15? What's in the soap that's in the car wash? And I wonder if the car wash guy who owns it is really full of guilt that it's just coloring. I wonder if he can sleep at night. You know, Johnson, I feel so bad about, let's put this basically the same wash without the air. Blow at the end. It's 15 minutes more of air. Well, it's 30 seconds longer air blow when you come out the vacuum. But basically the soap's the same. It's just got, when you get the deluxe, you get the red soap and the blue soap and the yellow soap instead of just the white soap. You know? I don't know. I'm gonna leave it there, man. I don't know. It's just a lot of the progressives, they talk about stuff like that. And then you find out they work at the bomb company, or they put the dogs to sleep, or they they complain about AOC, but then they work at a chemical plant, or some shit. They just won't tell you. They'll say what they have to do is different. They'll say what they have to do is different. So yeah, you got to make decisions. You got to make decisions about what's important. You do. Yeah. Yeah. It is crazy that everybody who does anything, they have to make it right for them in their own minds. You know what I'm saying? Because other people will always have a higher expectation of you than they have for themselves. So, I'm not knocking Bahamian Gal, because it could always be worse. I don't know what she's doing. I just know when I see videos that say, even black people tired of black people. Did you make a video explaining why you had to make that video when you didn't have to make that video? Could have just made 3 other videos that would make up the money for that video. Leave it alone. Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm done. Have a great day. Enjoy your day tomorrow, man. This has been the Tim Black Show. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack by going to jointimblack.com. I'm rambling. Let's stop it. Let's get up out of here. Holler at me later. I'll see you on the next one. Order a Tim Black mug, since I'm so ethical and I don't make content like even black people are tired of black people. Yeah. Since I don't do that, go buy a Tim Black mug. Go to timblackmug.com. Get yours today. $20 to your door. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. I got y'all. Buck Bewley, thank you. Ebony, thank you. Black Mamba, thank you. Wolfpack, I thank you. And as always, don't let anybody take your cornbread, fam. That's your cornbread. I need you to keep your cornbread intact. You heard? And as always, where are my ladies? Where are my ladies? Right here.